Hey everyone, and welcome to the All Elite Zone podcast on YouTube and Twitch. We're here for our AEW Rampage live reaction, uh, and Rampage is also live, so that's good. There's no spoilers. Um, it's me and like Emily tonight. Looks like it's gonna be us two tonight. But we've done it before, so
Let's do it. Man, oh man, tonight is going to be very interesting.
it took them a while to announce more than two matches.
I know. It made me think something like really big was coming. Anytime there's like kind of like a quieter card, I'm like, okay, they're saving up for something big.
It's kind of what they did when CM Punk debuted. but they I feel like this is a waste of money. Mike Tyson.
I can't tell if they're trying to like just play upon like the nostalgia of like when Mike Tyson came and did like the whole DX thing, or like
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
mad respect for the guy, so like I really do like him a lot. I'm curious as like, okay, what's the why behind it?
And I'll see Jericho in commentary, so
Oh, he's got a nice suit on. Look at, oh my gosh.
because every time he's been on AEW, he's been doing something with Jericho.
Ooh. Getting right to it.
That's AEW's bread and butter. Like when they did that on Dynamite, they did like a 20-minute. Like the only time it worked when it was MJF and CM Punk. That's the only time it worked.
Yep.
But they tried to do it with Jericho, and ratings plummeted down.
Right.
If you're gonna do something like that, you need to do it with someone like CM Punk and MJF. But I feel like AEW is always known for jumping right into the matches. Like,
Yep.
unless it's gonna be a real talk, like CM Punk and MJF.
Because it's hard. Like I feel like if you're like me, like I like a good. I'm not very patient for like the good stuff. I'm like, all right, I'm here. Like, let's go. I want to see the good stuff.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who this is.
Let's see.
Well, I know he was from New Japan probably. But
I feel like I'm still getting caught up on my New Japan wrestling history because like we just got through some of like the old pay-per-views and like some of the ones where like Omega was there for like the first time. So like I got to get caught up on my New Japan.
I know he was at Forbidden Door. He was. I'm not gonna try to pronounce his name because I know I'm gonna butcher it.
It's okay. I know exactly how you feel.
So like a lot of the current New Japan guys, I don't know who they are, but I knew like most of them who was like AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, Shinsuke.
More than anything, I always like to see like the crowd reactions. Like I love it when they pan over to the audience and catch people like freaking out because that like makes me more hyped for people.
The perfect match for that in AEW is the Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega and Hangman Page.
Oh my gosh.
That's still the best tag match AEW's ever had. I feel like. I would say FTR versus Briscoes too, but that was technically ROH.
It's so tough because like there are times I'm like, okay, like even if it's like it's hard.
I still don't think that the Young Bucks and FTR has had their justice on a match.
I agree.
Because the first one at Full Gear was no one was probably there. Second one was you had to worry about time on Dynamite. They need that pay-per-view match.
It deserves a pay-per-view. I 100% agree. That's one match I would get super hyped for.
It didn't get its justice both times.
No.
I feel like that they just did it at Full Gear during the pandemic just to have it really.
Yep.
To get because there was no fans and trying to do something for people to watch.
It's nothing like having the like live crowd there too, because like they did with like everyone, they did what they had to during the pandemic, but like that type of match deserves an audience, deserves like that moment.
I know a lot of people when WWE had the WrestleMania from no one. Everyone said that it felt the same. There's no way it felt the same. Like
No.
hundreds, thousands of people to no one. I don't see how to feel the same.
No, I mean, like the Thunderdome thing was like all cool and everything. It's just like there's still like a magic like to live fans being there. Like there's no way.
Yeah,
Good try. Good try though.
especially guys like Brock Lesnar and he's done it for years.
I had to give mad props to like the wrestlers during that time just because like I know they feed so much off of like the crowd energy that when they don't have that, I'm like, that's gotta be so
Awkward.
brutal to like
At least AEW had an open area rather than they just had that one room they're in and it's pure silent. There's nothing. At least AEW did not have that. Well, it was at first, but then they had the wrestlers as the crowd.
mm-hmm. Oh, that is amazing.
Hey, he's actually pretty good.
Wow.
He looks like what's his name? Oh,
Fast.
what's the guy's name? Bruce Lee. That's who he looks like. You know that is.
Does. Yeah, like especially in the face with the oh my gosh, he really does.
I'm curious to see what Ricky Starks is going to do tonight.
I've been waiting for him all week.
Apparently, he's been off TV. Something not related to wrestling.
Oh, I hope nothing like an emergency or anything. It always worries me because like it's like I know they have, you know, obviously personal lives and stuff, but I'm always like, okay, like hopefully nothing tragic. Like
Yeah, everyone assumes it's wrestling related all the time. Which hey, quick copy on CM Punk. Only CM Punk can do that.
Agreed. Oh my gosh. Too soon, bro. Too soon for some of that.
This feels like got Mike Tyson and you got Bruce Lee. I'm just gonna call him Bruce Lee.
Agreed.
You got two kind of like fighter guys on the same show, even though he's not.
It's like it feels like a great matchup in terms of like the commentary and then having him in the ring. I feel like they'll understand each other fairly well. Even though I guess I know he can't hear Mike up there. It's a good dynamic.
I wonder if anyone spotted that, like how he looks like Bruce Lee a little bit.
As soon as you said, because like the whole time you look at him, you're like, I feel like I know him somehow from something, and it's like,
Yeah,
it's the look. I like how Ricky Starks this week was trending, even though he hasn't been on TV. He's like, y'all got me trending. I'm just like, yeah, that'll happen when we all want to see you.
she did it for more people, for other people more often.
I think they're starting to listen to the fans more about like when you do want to see certain people like come back. Because I feel like I've noticed Tony be more like active again on Twitter. For a while, I feel like he was kind of just checking the box there, but now he's like actually engaging with the tweets and everything. Like, okay, he's kind of coming back around to like see what people want.
Yeah, I feel like when A-Day first started, they had Dark. They didn't really use as many. Well, they only had 4 matches, but they didn't really use many indie people. And then they used their own talent. Then Dark was a must-see show at one point. The pandemic kind of screwed that up.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you do that, you're able to use a lot more of your people because they're constantly expanding. There's only so much you can expand before.
Yeah.
But that's why you got Dark. That's why you got Rampage. That's why. I mean, it's fine with bringing in a few guys like So calling Bruce Lee, someone like him, or it's fine bringing him occasionally, but you don't want to overdo it because you want to use your talent.
Yeah, there's definitely got to be a balance. I feel like a lot of people
But I do feel
miss,
like I
yeah,
feel,
some of the
I,
OGs.
I feel like when they get this ROH stuff going, it's gonna take a lot of stuff off of AEW.
Yeah. It's got to be so difficult to like, because I get it, like you want to keep ROH like kind of alive, but
Yeah,
I know a lot of people I've read feel like it merits its own TV show and like own storylines. I feel like right now there's like kind of a title overload
yeah.
in AEW, and like certain titles like aren't getting featured at all for like weeks upon weeks. And I'm like,
And that's only because of the ROH.
right.
Like TNT titles really been showcased.
Mm-hmm.
I like Woodlow and Smojo together, but I just want to see them go against each other. I don't want to see them team up.
I know. I'm like, just it's okay. We can skip that part. I just want to see the actual fight between y'all. Yeah, it's definitely got to be hard to like feature all of them. I think the one I struggle with too is like the TBS versus the TNT, just because like it's always risky whenever you like name a title after a network. Because then when they switch, I always get really confused. So
I feel like they're gonna have a problem if they ever get off Warner Media. And well, it's kind of easy. You just call it the AEW Men's Television Championship. No, Women's. This is stupid.
well, I swear, like when they introduced the Mid Atlantic title, this one, it's like I remember that day when he announced it. I swore it was going to be the trios titles, and then it wasn't. And I was like really confused. Like I wasn't like upset. It was just like, oh, another title. Okay. So,
Like since the All Atlantic title's been a thing, it's been my favorite title in AEW. All of the title defenses have been top notch. I still think Pac should have never lost it.
yeah, I mean,
I'm just a
if there
Pac.
was anybody who needed it, yeah, it's packed. Like you can't. I don't know. It's
I like.
hard to convince me to take it off them.
But at least he's still a champion in AEW.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they had him lose Orange Cassidy. The very next week on Wednesday, they had him against best friends. So
Right.
they were going to have him lose everything in a short amount of time, but because I know he likes to go home every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I guess Riho's went back home after that one time on Dynamite.
That's true.
This is not. That's tough that you're putting people under contract. Well, I think it's kind of easy if their contract expired, just keep them on a pay per appearance deals.
Right.
Yeah, so you're not wasting money.
It's got to be rough because it's like if you're on, I mean, like the whole like I don't know how you handle all the non-compete stuff because like I suppose you can do like other events in between because like if you're not like featured prominently like or you're
Mm.
not in like a main storyline, it's like for the sake of the wrestler being able to work, I'd be like, yeah, like you can go off and do like some other stuff. But
Yeah, it just comes. I get. I guess she lives in Japan. But I thought she was supposed to be moving to America. That's what I
I
thought.
thought she was too. Like I feel like maybe she has, but maybe it's not like fully solidified. I don't know. Sometimes people too have like two homes. It's like I live
Well,
here, but then when I go home, I live there. And
if she does live in America. She doesn't live here much. She doesn't stay home much.
hmm,
She's always in Japan.
I always loved Riho though, because she was like, I remember seeing her being like, ah, she's like my size ish, and she could wrestle. Yes. Like,
This does not look comfortable.
no. Man, they're gonna be feeling that. Oh my gosh! I'm like trying to untwist him in my head. Gonna be feeling that tomorrow, Orange Cassidy. Man.
Oh, that's good. Mike Tyson's seeing this, and when he punched Shawn Michaels, like from wrestling back then to now, he's
so much more into what he's actually participating in.
Yeah, because like there was never matches like this.
This
Ooh.
guy is solid too. Bruce Lee, he is just.
CM Punk and him would actually be pretty good, I feel like.
Oh yeah, like body type wise and everything. Like
I can tell by his wrestling style it'd be a good match.
yeah.
Oh,
It's a shame they never could make it. Oh, ooh. Was that a
almost,
woman angel?
he almost botched that, but luckily he
Saved it the last. Oh, whew. Oh, that didn't look like the best landing, but
yeah, that's gonna be a meme. Like one of these of Mike Tyson's gonna be a thing. Like how it was at when like he was yawning through a match or something. And people use it and stuff. If Orange Cassidy loses this is gonna be an upset.
oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh my gosh, that face.
I knew he'd do something like that. Sounds like Orange Cassidy. Orange.
Whew. His chest is so red right now. Oh my gosh. Oh, so, whew, that was a sweet punch. Oh my gosh.
That was a good match.
That was a really well done match. Clearly, it took out Orange Cassidy. He's just dead.
Yeah.
Please, someone make sure Orange Cassidy's still alive. Thank you. Oh, good. That's how I felt about Darby the other day. I was like, "Can someone please make sure Darby's like alive over there?" Thanks. Like
Yeah.
he's just laying back there. I'm like, "Oh, ref, is he still kicking?" That was a really good match. It's so nice to see JR back. I'm so glad he's cancer free. A long, hard battle for him, I bet.
Orange Cassidy needs to decide what theme does he want.
I know. I keep getting it confused every time it like plays a different one. I'm like, who's that? Who's coming out? Oh, it's him. Yeah.
Well, some guys like, that's gonna be a T-shirt. That'll be a
Oh
T-shirt.
yeah.
That'll be a T-shirt. It'll be a plain white T-shirt with Orange Cassidy and
Bruce Lee.
Entire time you've been here. She gets away with it. It's totally fine. But all these decisions that you're making, you're gonna have to take responsibility for.
I feel like it's going to be a really good, women's match for Full Gear.
oh yeah, this one will be good.
I mean, I sort of knew it was coming, but like I was really glad when they confirmed it.
Kind of wish they would just make this match for the women's title because
Yeah.
and like even Tony said that she hates being called interim, kind of like how Moxley hated being called interim. Like
Yeah.
that's one thing I hope in 2023 that they stop the interim. I know it sucks you get injured, but you have to move on.
Because the interim just makes it. I mean, like I guess in some ways I can see where like when the person comes back, it's like a guaranteed like
It just
showdown.
depends on the injury, really. Like if someone had an ACL tear, 9 months without an actual champion, that'd be. And like if all the champions got injured, be all interim. That'd be.
Oh, that'd be a nightmare.
And it feels like we're always gonna have an interim champion. CM Punk was out, interim. He comes back. Luckily, there was not an interim. Then the Rosa gets injured. Oh, we have another interim. Who's next? Is Wardlow going to get injured?
Gosh, I hope. I feel like AEW got bit by like the injury bug, and I'm like really worried for them.
I mean, I
Guys,
know,
please take care of yourself first and
I
foremost.
know it sucks. You get injured, but you got to keep on going. And I'm sure the person who's holding title doesn't want it to be held hostage.
Yeah.
CM Punk staying in AEW. I think he will. AEW put out some new merchandise with CM Punk. today.
Yeah, the Christmas ornaments and stuff. I was like,
Yeah, I bought
okay.
his. Yeah, I bought his ornament. Um, so if they're selling his merchandise and they wouldn't be planning, there was going to buy out his contract. I don't think they would be trying to make money off of him. So
I feel like that story is like not like as over as people think it is. Like I think people are like, oh, he's done. Like that's it. And I'm like, I don't know. Like if I were, I don't know. I just like to believe for the better. Like I'd like to
yeah,
believe he could come back and like make things right again and figure it out. But
I
that
don't
takes.
know if it's. Well, I don't know if it's true or not, but they said that he still has the wrestling bug in him. He still wants to wrestle.
Oh. I feel like I mean I
But,
just hate seeing him go out this way. Like I'd like
but
to see him come back and fix it. Like I don't know.
a lot of the stuff that he said in that is very relatable. I'm tired. I'm old.
I work with effing children.
So I relate to a lot of people.
All while eating like cupcakes. Like that was probably the best.
That place has been booming with business just because
Oh
of
yeah, like all the reviews. It's like I'm here because of CM Punk. Mindy's Bakery.
when someone like on Twitter showed that it was packed out there. Like the line was so big.
I mean, that's
Hmm.
the power of CM Punk. I mean, I feel like,
No,
like Tony still got a love for Punk. Like I don't know. I just feel
oh,
like
he does. He does.
I can't.
Like, did you see? It was one Double or Nothing when he won the title, and he went off. Like people saying that CM Punk was not a draw for AEW, and Tony Khan went off and explained every detail of how he was a draw in AEW. So
Man, I can't. I
CM
don't know. I
Punk's
just
the
don't want to see
biggest.
that.
I feel like he's the biggest thing I've ever signed.
Yeah. I mean, it was such a. I mean, I still
And
think back like to like a little over a year ago when he first arrived and like how pumped the reaction was. Like, there's nothing like it. And I'm
if
just like,
WWE gets, I don't think he'll go back, but if he did, that would be a bigger blow than Cody. I feel like
oh yeah. And I just
that would hurt.
that would be like I don't know. It would feel wrong. It just wouldn't fit. It.
Then I feel like CM Punk's their only chances of competing against WWE. Like he's their last chance.
Mhm.
Like they're not going to get Stone Cold. I don't want him to get Stone Cold because he couldn't wrestle like CM Punk can. He can still go. He can still go.
Mhm. I ended up getting the Adam Cole. I could only pick one because I'm trying to be good about my budgeting, but I
Yeah,
picked the Adam
Christmas ornament.
Cole the Adam Cole ornament. I was like, I miss you.
Yeah, yeah. Like I was gonna get two, but just one. It's like $14.99. That's not including shipping.
The
So
second
I
you had
just
shipping on is like $25.
yeah, I was gonna get two. It was like $40. So I just picked one, and I got CM Punk. But it was hard to choose one, but because last year I wanted to get one and I never got one, so I wanted to get one this year.
It's like you got to treat yourself to one. It's like I want. Who do you
Yeah.
want on your Christmas tree this year? I got CM Punk on my tree. I wasn't sure they would make an MJF one because I know he's more. He celebrates Hanukkah, and I was like, I don't know if they would want to like put him in that like awkward
Hey, if he's
situation.
I feel like if he's getting money off of it, he doesn't care.
That's true. I was like, I can see it going both ways. So I guess in all fairness, it's an okay question, but like still, I was like, please don't like be savage if the answer is no. I'm just curious. Britt Baker.
Rebel ruins the mood. I like Rebel, but you see that? She just ruined the whole mood.
It just kind of stole the thunder there a little bit. Anytime I have to go to work and like go into like a kind of crazy meeting, I like channel Britt Baker. That's how like
Her
I
theme
just
song,
take on that like attitude. I'm just like, okay, like I got this.
her theme song had lyrics. Well, it was supposed to. Like the first pay per view on the road to that, like when they were making her theme song, she had lyrics. But then they never released them. But I got to meet her and I asked her why, like what happened, and she said that that they didn't like it or they didn't go with it. But she said she liked it on the video. Guess she's just being nice. I guess I don't know. It sounded good to me, but
I wonder if we can. It's probably out there somewhere. It'd be awesome to hear it and
yes,
just
yeah, like let the people decide like if they liked it or not.
because you'll
'Cause
know. It's like the reaction will tell you everything you need to know.
have you seen like the lyrics of her theme song?
I have not. I'll have to look. I'm gonna look that up actually.
It's the 2019 uh like their very first pay per view, Double Up in 2019, like the Road to.
Baker theme. Oh, they call it the Epic with lyrics. Squirts are called the Epic. That was what it was called.
I never heard. I can never find anything with the lyrics.
I had to go in the deep dark hole of Reddit, but I can't tell if people are trolling that these are the lyrics or if they're like the legit lyrics.
Because I can find these.
Is that Sky Blue in there with her? I think it is.
Yeah, it's Sky Blue and Madison Rain versus Baker and Hater. Hater and Baker.
I like Sky Blue. I always thought she was pretty cool. I think she used to be with anyway. She used to be with Dante Martin, which I thought was really cute. But
Yeah,
our matches were also really cool. I always like watching too, like some of the indie matches that they do, just so you could see how much they've like evolved since they first started out, and it's always really cool to see that like evolution.
yeah. For a lot of those guys who are, I watch them, but as the years progressed,
It's funny watching them like try out different stuff and seeing what worked and what didn't work, and it's so cool. Ooh, that's a good bridge.
I'm gonna find it. There's a lot of hidden stuff people don't even know about AEW.
Well, it's crazy to think I went to the first Full Gear and just like I had no idea just how like magical this whole show and like this whole company was gonna be. Like
Yeah,
kind of went like, just like checking it out and was just like so glad there was like a contender with WWE and like just the being there in person, it just had this vibe and this magic to it.
it was like it really started when the Elite the contracts were expiring. They didn't have to go on the Stone Ring of Honor or on the WWE. If they went, I'd have been done with the wrestling because WWE was. I couldn't stand watching it. I tried to get into Impact, but
It
I,
wasn't
I,
the greatest time for Impact from what I've heard. I haven't gotten to
in
see a lot of it,
2018,
but
in 2018, I tried to get into that because I was sick of WWE. Want something to watch, but
yeah.
I got into it for a little bit. But once AEW happened and they started losing it, like they lose people every week. It seems like.
Yeah.
But AEW was announced. I stayed up BTE January 1st, 2019.
Ah,
But AEW was already rumored at the end of 2018, but no one knew if it was actually real. Because it was rumored at first that Jericho and Jim Ross owned the company.
yeah, I remember reading that and was
Yeah.
like, what? Like,
Yeah, I heard Jim Ross talk about that, and it was Tony Khan and them. But whoever got their news, did not get it from a reliable person. Because Jim Ross, I don't see him owning a wrestling company. Well, at his age now.
Yeah, I would say it's like I'm sure he would have been capable, but like 20 years ago. But like still, I feel like his personality, he's more of a talent relations type person. So I feel like I could see him heading up talent for the company, but
Do you guys think AEW is going to have house shows? Oh, they signed Jeff Jarrett on Wednesday. He's the what is he? He has a position where he's going to be in charge of growing AEW as a business for international shows and house shows. That's what it means. And Tony Khan said that he's going to expand the live event calendar. So
that'll be awesome. I mean,
soon,
I'd go to a bunch of house shows.
yeah, hopefully they film them like they did the one they did in Jacksonville and just save them and put it on a streaming service when they get one.
Yeah, it'd be a shame to lose some of that because that's still like a content like library that you could still make some good money off of. I feel like
Yeah.
there's still a good amount of bank to be made in that regard. And still good like amount of like exposure too for the wrestlers.
Yeah, they filmed the House Always Wins. I had commentary and everything. It just wasn't, seen. That's gonna be tough because Cody Rhodes was on that show.
And then you just look back and you're just like, oh.
I mean, you gotta put him. You can't take him out. I'm so excited around Cody is. He has been a lot more TV time. Everyone said I can make it. So anyway.
Oh, it's good to see y'all too.
What else? Do you believe in Joe Hendry? I don't know what he's doing. It was on Impact, but I just can't get into a product that you lose. You like. I don't like the uncertainty of losing everybody. You don't know who's leaving next, leaving here, losing. Wait, AEW lost Cody, but I went to like the very first Dynamite that Cody he left. Very next Dynamite, like that was the first Dynamite. No one missed him. No one was even thinking about him.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was still into the show. Everyone was still loving the show. I mean, it sucks Cody's gone, but
And like the more I like think about it, like you can I just feel like it wasn't like anything he was like unhappy. Like I still feel like he's always gonna love like AEW. It was just for him. It was just the right time and the right fit to just go to WWE and go after the big title. I feel like he felt like he couldn't do that because of his EVP position, and then there were some like questions about his involvement with booking and stuff. And I don't know. I don't pretend to know all the hairy details, but it was like, okay, like I can understand. And like he left very peacefully. So that was a gnarly injury though he had. I did feel that when I saw that. Whew.
it's crazy that he went there and Vince McMahon had no plans to put a title on him. I bet Triple H doesn't. So if he goes back and doesn't win it, you went all there for nothing.
I know. It's like
That's why I wouldn't have went back.
I feel like it just changed like the plans over there. Like I'd have a hard time. I mean, I know it's different now with Triple H in charge, but
I'm pretty sure Cody was gonna earn that spot. Like he wasn't guaranteed. He wanted to earn
right.
to win it.
It seems like who he is that he would want to take that route.
Yeah, not it being guaranteed in your contract. Like having them earn it. I think I'd want it that way. So I've handed it.
Yeah, because like then it makes it feel like more legitimate. Like when you do win it, it feels that much better. It's not like, oh well, they just had to give it to me. So
yeah, just so I can. Yeah, I don't like anyone who does that. Like they just want to put a title on them, and I mean, you just want a prop to sign.
Yeah, I keep feeling like I feel like they might bring back the Eagle title. I don't know why, but I feel like
John Cena.
Yeah, I feel like it's time, like for a title. I don't know. I feel like it's time for something new.
I don't like how all the titles look the same.
Yeah, like none of them feel special anymore. Like they all just
red and blue, red and blue.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, like let's get a little variety, a little excitement back in there, guys. I feel like if anybody could bring it back, it might be Cody.
And I hope
So,
that thing isn't true that the tag title is going to be combined. They're going to be like
oh
like
yeah.
like the same thing, but like there's going to have the W in the middle, and like they'll just be gold. I
Mhm.
don't want the W in the middle.
Like, gotta give it. This it's not as cool if you make all of them look the same, and like they've got to feel special. Like, there's got to be some like legitimate like, oh yeah, that's a cool title. Like,
That's
think
what
about the ones that
AEW
like
does.
they
I
did
like
with the
how
Queen. It was
yeah, I like
cool.
how AEW like none of them look the same.
Yeah, and like they all like are actually like I would love having that collection in the back of me, like just because they all would be like a cool story to talk about.
I don't like any of the WWE. Well, I don't like any of the current designs, but I like the one you were mentioning, like the Eagle,
Oh man.
the all the ones The Rock and Stone Cold had. The
I know. I
Undisputed
wish like
Era.
I could just capture that era in a bottle and like that's what the titles I like. I mean, John Cena's spinny one, maybe not. That one was just kind of goofy. So, do you think CM Punk would come to work and straighten some of the people that my mom works with? I mean, yeah. I mean, if he says some of the stuff he said at the
Wait,
I'm
what?
old, I'm tired, and I work with having children.
Wait, what happened?
I'm reading the one of the comments.
You think CM Punk will come back? I don't know.
I feel like when he talks, he could make a pretty compelling case.
How long do you guys think it'll be before Adam Cole? Well, he may. Well, like the way they were acting was he could be cleared tomorrow, or he may never be cleared. So
I hear it's pretty serious, which makes me really sad because I really love Adam Cole.
I think if he comes back, it won't be till winter's coming or next year.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. I don't think it's gonna be like anything full gear related.
Thanks for watching, Maggie. 5-star match. Yeah, Cassidy and do you guys think the Tennessee Titans will be? Do you think these Titans will have a building? And, I don't think they'll have a pay per view in Nashville, unfortunately, because they'll have to go to the same places every year. But that Jeff Jarrett's there, maybe he'll stop doing that. He'll do something different.
Yeah,
And if you're gonna do that, 4 pay-per-views in the same places except Revolution and Full Gear, at least have 6 pay-per-views to have more pay-per-views to make it even.
felt like a lot of them were in Chicago for a bit, and I was like, oh, I know we love Chicago, but
I don't like Chicago anymore. I'm
I
tired.
know.
I mean, I like to go there, but go somewhere different.
I know, it's like the rest of the country would like to see you. Like, come
I
back
mean,
to DC, go back to like
I mean, if they just want to go to Chicago, have all the shows in Chicago. Don't travel anymore. Just stay in Chicago every week.
I don't know.
I hope Tony doesn't. I don't want that to even be a suggestion.
I mean, he's
That'd be
still
so
got to do
stupid.
the Jackson Jaguars. Like, I feel like he couldn't.
Oh yeah.
He's still got to call that partially home. It's not the same without Daly's place and Double or Nothing in Vegas.
I'm just hoping Jeff Jarrett gets that out of Tony's mind. Chicago and Jacksonville.
Yeah. It's time to shake things up a little bit. There he is, Ricky Starks.
I know who's going to enter it. The tournament thingy.
Oh yeah.
I got Ethan Page winning that whole thing.
That would be so compelling too if he did. I feel like he's been like waiting. We've been waiting for his moment. So like it's time. Turn myself in the woo. That was a weird shot of that one guy in the crowd just chugging water.
None of these guys beat MJF.
Love to see Ethan Page versus MJF for real.
Yeah, like that's what I hope happens. Out of Winter's Coming or something. I mean, if they want to, they can make Winter's Coming its own thing, like its own pay-per-view or something, because
Yeah.
it's got that big of a specialness with Sting's debut. King Omega's won the world title there. Danielson and Hangman's this last year, their match.
Full gear with the new number one. Oh, so good on the mic.
Don't talk about MJF because it's not going to turn out well. Everyone that does that doesn't turn out well for them.
That's true.
Well, only for CM Punk, I guess. But Ricky Starks and MJF will be a good match.
It's crazy because they've like known each other for like so long too that like it's been a long time coming for them two to like have such a big match.
Yeah. I could see Ricky Starks being TNT champion next year.
Yeah. He'd be a great TNT champion too.
I don't think Wardlow should lose anytime soon.
I feel like they've kind of lost Wardlow. Like I hope they bring him back a little bit more and do some more with his story. Because I
just keep on
Wardlow fan.
That Wardlow whole crap. I hate to say, I like them together, but I just
go against each other. Like
yeah,
that's what we all want.
And hopefully at Full Gear it's Wardlow versus Hobbs. I don't want Hobbs to win because Brian Cage only had like 3 competitive matches: Brian Cage, Orange Cassidy, and Jay Lethal for the title. So I'm going against Hobbs and getting a win over him would be like another good win for him, and maybe even have a bigger story in that.
Right.
Because Willow should have that title. He should have that title for a long time. And then when he loses it to someone,
yeah.
I was saying it all out. It should have been Wardlow versus Hangman for the TNT title. That's what I wanted, but
that would have been a really great match. But I don't know what's happening with him too. He's out on a concussion, which
yeah,
they haven't really mentioned him for like a couple weeks, and I'm like slightly worried about him. Like I know the last thing he messaged out, he's like, "I'm sitting here eating a panini. I'm fine." I'm like, okay. But, like I'm legit worried about it when like you don't hear about wrestlers for a while.
it was it's that one clothesline. It was kind of his. Well, Moxley kind of closed on hard about the way he landed.
Yeah.
You might know this, but
weird.
I don't know if I told you this, but I'm a Gizzard was a wrestling referee. I don't know if
I feel like I remember you mentioning that, but did you say you'd gotten hurt at one point? Like, did you hurt your neck real bad or like?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I'm so sorry.
I tried to train to be a wrestler, but I mean it's nothing that I mean I could go back to it now if I wanted to. But like landing on your neck, like you're always supposed to tuck your chin in when you're wrestling. So they always tell you, but I wouldn't do it. Or if I tried to, I do it at the last second so people wouldn't notice it. But at first it felt fine doing it over and over and over again. But when you stop doing it later on in life, it catches up with you.
Man, I feel like people say it's like having like a brick back here that just I don't know, it just feels constantly like it gets jarred. And I can't imagine. Like, I mean, it is like it's crazy how like a lot of wrestlers when you read their like stuff, they talk about how like it is a skill, like learning how to legit fall correctly because like can make or break how long you're in the ring.
When I first started training, the toughest thing was the ropes, like running off the ropes. It was very, very hard to keep going. Like doing it every day. Like first when you're training, you're not used to it once you keep on doing it. Like for them on AEW, like they've been doing it for years, or are used to it, and I got used to it for me. What were we even talking about if I mentioned that? I don't know.
I think I was saying something about Hangman. We were talking about Hangman getting injured, and like you said, he fell funny, and it was like the way he fell on his neck. I
Oh
think that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
triggered us.
Yeah. I guess I don't know why I bring that up. I thought it was
I mean, it makes sense because, like, to your point, like when you look at it, like it didn't like strike me right away as like, oh my gosh, he's like out and injured. But it
Mhm.
might have just been enough to do something, like even just something to rattle you, like, ugh, just. Oh gosh, Sammy. Where is this?
Who are you challenging for a rematch? I hope it's not Wardlow. Who are you talking about?
Bryan Danielson? I
Oh, that'll be a
was.
good match. That'll be a good match. Because they had a good match. But
Yeah.
I don't want to go for a TNT title.
You and I have unfinished.
This is the main event. Orange Cassidy and them should have been the main event.
Yeah, that was a great match. I feel like this one will be pretty War Joe.
I don't want War Joe. I want War versus Joe.
Yeah.
But on Dynamite Samoa Joe looked kind of slower in the ring. I think he's still injured, to be honest.
Yeah. Kontoa.
Samoa Joe. He was going to say something, but enough said.
I like just really appreciate like Smojo's facial expression sometimes. It's just like he's so over it. Like
I want to see MJF and Samoa Joe.
I
Because
know.
the NXT.
That
and
whole like scene with him getting pushed, I'd love to see him like because like that totally fits MJF's like bill where he like has a chip on his shoulder from something and like brings it up and
Fatal Four. Oh, that's good. Brian Cage is in the tournament.
oh, that's awesome. Well, he's definitely earned it.
He's in Page. And yeah, Eddie, you're not going to last in the first round. Sorry. Ethan Page is going to go all the way. Slow down, Excalibur. Slow down. You got time to talk. Slow down.
He just
I
flies.
don't even know what you're saying now.
Just words. Just Moxley. I finally got my hands on the Moxley book and just started reading it this past
Oh
week.
yeah.
I just love the way he tells stories. Just because he's so good at the highs and the lows and like building up to stuff. Like he could just be telling me about like how he made breakfast and he would make it super interesting. Like it's funny every time I read a wrestler's book though, I'm like, all right, now I want to be your best friend because you seem like really fun to hang out with.
Yeah.
Dang.
A lot of Mick Foley's books are good. Like I got one that was years ago he put out.
Have a nice day.
It was I'm not sure. Like he said, multiple books. I'm not sure which one it was. I don't think it was that one though.
Oh, that's the only one I admit I've read.
I mean, it could have been. I got a lot of books. I got a Batista one. I have an NXT, which I found in the NXT book. I went to WrestleMania Access. Someone just dropped it. No one claimed it. I sat there for 10 minutes. No one claimed it. So
Yeah, why not? Why not take? I mean, you can learn something new. Why not?
I used to go to a lot of that stuff when WWE was somewhat good.
That's crazy thinking back. Like I used to like crave going to like a I still kind of want to go to a WrestleMania, but
Yeah.
like the live
It's
shows,
the-
I'm like less.
The WrestleMania is a once in a lifetime type
Yeah,
of deal.
we might do it this next round because Philly is not far from from where I am right now. So I'm just like, like a drive up to Philly, like that's doable. Like, okay. The other ones recently, I was like, I can't do Hollywood, I can't do Dallas, and like all those. But
It's crazy that their last good WrestleMania, I feel like, was when they had a bunch of injuries.
yeah,
What was it, 32? John Cena was out, Randy Orton was out,
they got the injury bug over there.
and they still put on their best WrestleMania. But I feel like 33 was their last good one. I don't know. I just don't get into it like I used to. Even with Triple H in charge, it feels like only a small things have changed, but nothing really drastic has changed, I feel like.
Yeah. It's like I like that they're sort of doing a better job with certain stories now. And like,
Bringing
I
back
mean,
people.
I love Sami Zayn. I love
But
Sami
the only thing is, like, they're signing way too many former WWE guys. I mean, they're not going to have any room.
Yeah.
I'm taking that, like how people say AEW signs too many former WWE, and like they don't like it when it's turned around on them.
Oh, they do the same thing. Like that's why it's so ironic because you're just like, but okay.
I did that on Wednesday. I went on a full rant and started saying, like, oh man, still got no release date on that game yet. Pre-order now. How are they talking about? Oh yeah, I said Karrion Kross, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt. Stop bringing these people back. You're not gonna get any more room.
Yeah.
You're bringing back way too many former WWE guys.
I feel like they just have to be very strategic about it. And to your point, like don't just do it for the sake of doing it. Like, what's the long term
And like
plan there? Like,
they like to say AEW sounds too many people. When it's turned around on them, it's fine.
suddenly it's a different story, and you're a
There's a lot of double standard, I feel like.
oh yeah. I mean, it's scary, like navigating some of the
Oh,
wrestling Twitter. I'm just like,
I can put up a valid. Okay, no, Marina Shavir, she got a lot of hate for her match, but you seen everyone came to her rescue, right?
oh yeah.
Now, when Sammy gets criticized for his work, you see anyone come to rescue for him?
No. Nope. Complete double standard.
Yep. Which
It's so sad. Like,
I'll never
it's just,
understand it.
yeah.
I mean, I get you might not like Sammy, but he still puts on good matches.
He's still a person. Like, he's still he's still a good wrestler. Like,
Also, it's not his fault where he's put on the show. He's doing what he's been told.
yeah, he's doing what he's doing what he's been booked to do. Like,
And yeah, he maybe could have left some stuff, his personal life off social media, but how many months ago has that been?
I mean, at a certain point too, like, it's like you said, you're like, you just gotta move on, guys.
And Wardlow doesn't have that same TNT design anymore, anyways.
No. Life goes on. We're all human. We all change. We all go through phases. Things
CM
happen.
Punk said that same thing at the
Yep.
end of this thing. Well, where he said name two people who's made the most money off of CM Punk. He said Vince McMahon and Scott Colton. Some of that stuff is funny. I listen to it every day, probably. That's how a lot of people feel about their job. Like, not all that, but some of like valid points I can relate to their own job.
Yeah. It's like, everybody, I mean, I don't know one person who hasn't gotten heated like that about like their work life or like someone at their work they don't get along with. And it's like,
I feel like CM Punk had it because he's never been the one to do that.
no. So, I mean, it's like, thank goodness there's not a camera on me when that happens. So, like, it's like, we're all human. Like,
but then again, if that was script, I wish it was. Like it was part of a feud. I wish it was, but I know it's not.
I know so much of me wanted that to be a work so bad. But after the fight, I was like, oh, never mind. This is real.
That's like CM Punk won the. Well, I don't know what happened. There's a 2000 story, and that really makes like CM Punk's dog apparently got injured. But once that's a complete lie, then
Harry.
I don't know if that's even true. Like they said that apparently when the Young Bucks and them barged in, they slammed the door. Like his dog was right there, and his two front teeth got knocked. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what they were saying, but they're saying it was a complete lie. But how do you know it's a complete lie? And you know you wasn't even there. Like, where did you even get this story that his dog was? I mean, I guess
Like,
witnesses who was there.
it just.
But if that really happened, I would probably went swinging too.
Oh yeah, if anybody like ever touched any of my animals, like I would just all rationale goes out the window. I'm like, you hurt my child. Like, ah.
Which I
And I
don't
can't
know.
wait when my mother's driving and somebody honks at her. I'm
Mm.
like, okay, get out of the car. Like, you can honk at me every day, all day, but don't you honk at my sweet mother. Like, and I
just
guess
try
they
to.
released Ace Steel, didn't they?
Yeah, they fired him. Which like that was real because Kenny Omega was at a wrestling where he was doing something for AEW, and then on his head you could see a bite mark.
Oh my god. It's like, how crazy is that? Like, I mean, I don't know whether to be like, I know people hate on me for saying it, like, I don't know whether to be like slightly impressed or like terrified of him. So
He's not with them anymore, so
that is crazy.
there's really not been a full thing of what really happened. There's just been speculation of stuff.
I
But
legit feel like it's going to be a Dark Side of the Ring episode.
I can't wait to see it. Oh, I know who's going to be on it. Probably not even CM Punk will be on it, or they probably want to be on it. Be like MJF, Brandon Cutler, Michael Nagasawa. Like they were all witnesses there.
Head of legal.
Matt Hardy put something out today about that. He would be on it.
I don't know, like I haven't listened to the podcast, but from what I read, sounded like on the podcast he said something about like how he
Wasn't
felt
there.
like
He wasn't there, but he witnessed everything. Like after it, like how everything went down.
got it. Okay, because I was confused. I was like, why are people upset? He said he wasn't there, but like, did he
Well, he said that he was there, but then
rescinded it?
people. I don't know if it was him who misunderstood what he was saying, or people took something out of what he said and put it in something. They twisted it what he said.
That does happen. It's like anything you say turns into like a soundbite, and people just splice it to put it in a different context.
Full ROH title.
Man, I love Orlo. I've read so many stories of him being like so nice to like fans that he meets out and about. Yeah, you punch him off the roof. Ooh.
He needs more competitive matches. This isn't it.
No, he's such a good contender. Oh,
These are just warm up matches for him.
yeah.
But
Takes off the straps.
he's still young, so. Yeah, this is. You see, Prince Nada, the guy in the white jacket.
Oh yeah.
Like he starts hitting his wrestlers, and then they start hitting him back. I don't know. Powerhouse. He's not going to come out in the front, is he? Yeah, it is. Because normally when they do that, they're from behind.
Whew.
Is Joe going to turn on?
Is there gonna be any
Is Joe
sort of
fixing to turn on Wardlow?
Powerhouse Hobbs? Okay, he's coming
Yeah,
out.
he was looking that way.
So
I think I don't know what's fixing to happen.
ooh.
Look at the way Joe looks at Wardlow.
Warlocks is more hype than Joe, yeah.
I thought Joe was fixing to. He looked. Please do, Joe, so we can. I really thought he was fixing to turn on because he could have put him in his submission hold he does right there. He could have.
Yeah.
He just kind of looked like he was about to do something, like the way he. I don't know.
Is Joe gonna
I wish he would have done it there, so we could have got triple threat at the pay per view.
that would have been a really good build up for Full Gear. That would have been a really good moment.
Well, how was it? First Rampage was 2 hours.
I know that was such a good. I mean, good matches though. Like I liked the opening with Orange Cassidy and Ricky Starks. We got our Ricky Starks section and
Yeah.
eliminator match.
I feel like the best match was probably the first match, Orange Cassidy and.
Yeah, I think so too.
But yeah, it was a decent Rampage for what it was.
Yeah.
And we also got but 2 more matches for Full Gear, the Fatal 4 and the tag match.
Yeah, they're slowly filling out the card, which is good because I think they're starting to lay the groundwork for it, which I'm getting excited. I love AEW pay-per-views. They always impress. So
And then there's the the World Eliminator Tournament. They finally filled out the whole bracket, so
finally.
probably another match they'll be able to have. Just depending who the 2 finals are. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Rampage. We'll be back Monday for whatever me and Mr. Jacobs do for our WCW thing. We'll be back for Wednesday and then Friday for Rampage. Definitely check out our social media accounts. Link description below: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Spotify. Hidden stuff. But yeah, we'll see you guys on Monday.
Good night, guys. Bye.